Randy, over here. First of all, congratulations on the victory. What are your initial thoughts after a performance like that?
Thank you. I thought it was cool. I thought, I went out there, had fun. I showed my diversity. I showed that perseverance. I'm tired of showing perseverance. but it was fun, man. It was fun. I went in there, did my thing. The big, bad, powerful monster, you know what I mean? Chaos with the power. It's reminiscent of Ali Frazier, you know what I mean? Or Ali Foreman type, all weekend. I've been listening to Ali talk, watching him build up to that fight. So in my mind, I went in there and said, there's an ox fighter versus a matador. I was the ox, he was the ox, I was the matador. Or butterfly, If you watch an ox, you ever see an ox or like the buffaloes and the butterfly's on his head and he's just trying to hit the butterfly. But can't do any damage because the butterfly is just so light and whatever. So that was the mindset, just be light, be a butterfly, float, do what I do.
So then I have to ask you about that round two. I mean, Daniel Cormier was using phrases like looks comfortable in there, changed things, making Chaos look uncomfortable. So what changed between rounds 1 and 2 that just came out like that?
My coach, man, Sensei Nardu, I went back to the corner and he saw that, he said, listen, man, show these people who you are, show what you do in the gym, show you're giving them too much credit, and me going in there, I did give him a little too much credit, I felt he was super dangerous, so I was a little rigid and apprehensive at first, but then my coach calmed me down and said, listen, you see what he has, man, be you. Don't worry about what he's going to do. He has to worry about you. Go out there and show who you are, and that's what I did.
When you were slipping punches in there in that second round, was that just because you had, like you said, you've apparently been listening to a lot of Muhammad Ali, and then you're just kind of pulling a Max Holloway Ali in there in round 2. So what was going through your mind during that?
If you watch me train, man, that's what I do. That's what I do. At that point, my mind is just empty and I'm just flowing. I'm just doing what I do, having fun. I'd like to think I got some of the best boxing in this division, so that's what I was just flowing, having fun.
Were you surprised it was a split decision?
No, I got knocked down. And, to my own fault, just being too careless, being too happy in there, and I got knocked down, paid for it. Zigged when I should have zagged.
Then finally, are you at the point of your career where you keep racking up these wins that you can start asking for a specific opponent, specific dates and this and that, or do you still are just taking them as the UFC presents them to you?
I don't really know, honestly, I don't know. I've always been and had a great relationship with the UFC. I'll just put it like that. So, yeah.
I saw you had some words to say to Dana after the fight. Mm-hmm. What were you saying?
Just letting him know that I'm still here, man. I'm here, and he got me here at 6-0 off of looking for a fight. You guys forgot about looking for a fight. I'm the last guy left, all right? And I was just a young kid, man, green as hell, and I grew up in this octagon. And I want to show them, yo, I don't just say this, man. A lot of fighters just say it because it sounds good. Every time they come up here, yeah, I'm getting better every time. I am legit getting better every time I step out there. I'm a brand new person every time I step out there. I take pride in that in the gym. I'm grinding. I'm fully dedicated, man, to just evolving and being the best that I could be in this sport and leaving my mark. So you can see it, that I'm getting better every time. And I just wanted to let Dana know, yo, don't overlook me, man. I'm here. Don't forget about me. I'm still here, and I grew up in this octagon, and I'm still growing.
Yeah. I also saw you spoke to Chaos as well.
Yeah.
As soon as the fight ended, you were talking basically. What were you guys saying to each other?
That's mostly for us. But, something along the lines of just let them know, yo, I see it, and I know what it is. We come from similar places, and just stay grinding.
Favorite Muhammad Ali quote?
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Rumble, young man, rumble.
What was the initial response when you were talking to Dana? Did he give me any sort of feedback after you kind of said that stuff? I mean, what is he saying when you're saying this stuff to him?
He smiled. He said I looked great. He said my movement was phenomenal, and I looked great. He loved it.
When you look at the shows like the Contenders and stuff like that, I mean, like you said, you went through looking for a fight. It had its own hubbub when that show came out. If things were different and say you didn't make on that show, would you have rather been in the same sort of format where it was like in the Contenders? You think the Contenders guys are maybe getting a little bit more hype from the get-go?
Yo, they blew by me, man. They blew by me. They kind of smoked looking for a fight. But listen, man, I'm the one looking for a fight alum that's still here, and we holding it down, man. So all those Contender Series guys, come get some.
Like you said, you persevered out there again. You maybe want to get more of those quick finishes that you've had in the past. When you go out there and the final scores are read and you get your arm raised, the crowd kind of was voicing their displeasure as well. Does that stuff ever get to you, knowing what you had to get through that fight? Does that sort of annoy you that they maybe feel that way, or is that you just saying, they maybe just were rooting for the other guy?
Exactly. As you said it, it doesn't bother me. I think that they're rooting for the guy. Chaos is a popular dude. He bursted on the scene. He made a lot of noise, and I stole some of that thunder. That's their guy. A lot of times when you got your guy, and you're with your guy, you're with them through thick and thin. A lot of fans are with their guy. And it was a close fight. You know how it is in MMA. So it doesn't really bother me. I know what's up. I know what it was in there. When you go back and watch and count them strikes, you see me smacking them up.
And another thing, I know the fighters you're always so busy working on your skills that you're going to use in the cage, but the game has changed so much over the years. There's so much of this social presence and how much you have to build your brand. How do you find the time to try to balance between improving yourself as a fighter and improving yourself as a brand and still trying to fit it all in together?
I have a lot of help. I got a YouTube channel, Rude Boy TV. You get to see all the ins and outs and the backstory of everything. I got a good team around me, man. I'm on Twitch, and I'm not only gaming, I got a podcast. So I'm grinding, man. I'm just trying to cover all aspects of it. You need a good team. I got a good team to help me balance everything out so I can focus on fighting.
Do you have a favorite platform that you're kind of out there on?
I love Twitch. That's where I do my podcast. Shout out to the pro and the bro. Shout out to my Discord. My Discord is the Rude Gang. So shout out to the Rude Gang. I'm just grinding. I love Twitch, and I'm building my YouTube slowly right now.
That's awesome. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
What's up, Randy over here? You spoke about how you feel that you get better each and every time you go out there in the octagon. Do you feel that this was your best performance to date?
Nah. I got to go back and watch it. Most satisfying win for sure. Because I knew what this win meant for me in my career. So definitely most satisfying. But probably not my best performance. I got knocked down. So I got to go back and look at it and watch it.
Speaking of you getting knocked down, heading into that decision, were you supremely confident that you had done enough throughout the fight to secure the win?
I thought I won. I definitely thought I did enough, but you never know in the game of mixed martial arts because of the knockdown. I wasn't hurt, but I remember when my butt hit the ground, I was like, shit. All right. So I started working my way back up, but I thought I did enough. Definitely thought I did enough.
And you had arguably the best head movement of anybody that's fought tonight. You spoke about trying to emulate Muhammad Ali and in your training, but was there a bit of a heightened focus on head movement in your training camp?
No, I wasn't trying to emulate Muhammad Ali at all. I just took inspiration from the quotes and the things that he said, the fact that he was going up against a big bruiser and a puncher, similar to the type of opponent I went up against. So that was more so it. If you watch my career and been watching my game, I'm from a boxing background. I try to be as slick as possible. Check out my YouTube, Rude Boy TV. You see me in there getting it in and focusing on my head movement. My Instagram, you see me working my head movement. It's just my fight style.
And lastly, of course, you knew about Chaos's power, but he looked a lot calmer in this fight than he has in previous fights. Did that surprise you at all, and did he differ at all from what you had expected going in?
No. I tend to do that to people, man. I think it's different when you're in there with me. It looks one way on TV, it looks one way in front, but when guys are in there with me, a lot of times they're very apprehensive, and a guy like Chaos, I knew I was going to be able to lull him. Just based off of my reach, my speed, I think that those things present problems, So a lot of guys, if you look at even my last fight, my last opponent, he was a guy that started fast and knocked people out. But when he got there with me, he was very tentative because it's hard to close the distance on me.
Congrats on the win. I'll check out the Twitch.
Thank you, brother.
Randy over here. 3 in a row, man. 3 W's, looking good, feeling betterly. Any thought of maybe getting one, maybe running one back maybe with Luke or Price and getting one of those back?
Absolutely. I think about it from time to time. From time to time, people ask me that question too. Maybe not so. Nico. You know what it is, man. Everybody knows what it is. You go back and watch that fight. I don't have to say it. It is what it is. But Luke, yes. But right now, he's ahead of me, and I just got to work my way. I'll get there.
All right, thank you.
That's it. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.